Existence is ruled by polarity. In our postmodern age, there is a push to claim that the world is not a binary or bipolar world, but this too is a polarity-based concept. Up until this point, our modern paradigm, at least in the Western world, was a polarity between the fantasy and the real. The real winning out, and with it, a push to technocracy and machinations. Ironically, the push to the real has led us to the singularity, AI, and metaverse of addiction to social media, dating apps, a cyberverse, a fake, illusory world created by the pull to the so-called real world, leaving the old god and ceremonial rituals in the dust of a forgotten time. What is really happening is a pole flipping. The illusion of removal of polarity only flips the two poles. Those standing on the real side suddenly find themselves in a swamp of technical fuzziness. What was fantasy now holds the last grasp of reality, and we all face a choice in which direction we decide to travel down. With the technological explosion and singularity, our philosophical construction of the world is explored by even the least philosophically minded people. On one side, we have the simulation theory, a world where we perceive the possibility that we exist in is not real, but perhaps a complex simulation created by future humans, our descendants. In order to study and understand their own past, they constructed an elaborate virtual world that mimics the way things were in the 21st century. As our technology advances at the incredible rate that it is, it's easy to imagine in the not-so-distant future that we would have this technology and be able to create detailed and realistic simulations. Clues are abound. The world seems to be getting stranger and more surreal every day. It's almost as if someone is tweaking the simulation, making it more interesting and dramatic for the future observers. There are strange glitches and anomalies that seem to be unexplainable with known physics or science. Things pop in and out of existence. Things are remembered differently, seemingly changed for large aspects of the population, known as the Mandela effect. There's aliens and time travelers and UAPs and other strange phenomena just out of reach but seen by some and observed as either glitches or parts of the program that represent agents of said programmers. And then on the other side of the polarity, we have the mystical. Before time began, there was Brahma, who was all alone. Nothing existed but Brahma, and he was completely bored. Brahma decided to play a game, but there was no one to play with. So he created a beautiful goddess called Maya, just for the purpose of having fun. Once Maya existed and Brahma told her to the purpose of her existence, she said, "Okay, let's play the most wonderful game, but you do what I tell you to do." Brahma agreed, and following Maya's instructions, he created the whole universe, the sun and the stars, the moon and the planets. He created life on Earth, the animals, the oceans, the atmosphere, everything. Maya said, "How beautiful is this world of illusion you created. Now I want you to create an animal that is so intelligent and aware that it can appreciate your own creation." Finally, Brahma created humans, and after he finished the creation, he asked Maya when the game was going to start. "We will start right now," she said. She took Brahma and cut him into thousands of teeny tiny pieces. She put a piece inside every human and said, "Now the game begins. I am going to make you forget what you are, and you are going to try and find yourself." Maya created the dream, and still, even today, Brahma is trying to remember who he is. When you awake from this dream, you become Brahma again and reclaim your divinity. Brahma is the creator aspect of Brahman, the all-prevailing supreme reality. Now, this version too has anomalies. UAPs, aliens, and time travelers, entities that exist on different planes of existence. Also just fragments of the universal consciousness. Glitches and false memories. All a higher consciousness's self, delusions, and the trick to make you find your way back to the whole. On one hand, we have the technological simulation. The rationalists led us here, and they hold true that they are still rationalists. That the simulation is the rational take on the possibility that all reality is an illusion. And these rationalists are the ones who believe that the simulation was created by others, by someone who ultimately controls their world, their outcome, and can stop the simulation at any time. They are observers, and they judge or watch out of entertainment. A being that lies outside the system and created the system. The rational mind has weaved its way into an inverted religion. Technology made to tunnel your mind and soul and spirit outwards into a thing that we created, that corrupts us, controls us, and makes us conform to its set of rules and behaviors. Our inner world becomes a barren landscape of ruin and futility. On the other hand, we also have a world that was created by others, Brahma and Maya. However, this universe and everything about this universe, each one of us is a tiny piece of the very fabric of the universal consciousness, whereas the answers to our lives is to look inwards, to understand how the world and universe works, to unlock it out of our own mind in order to reconnect to the one source. In this paradigm, our failures and successes and states of being is all our own doing. We do not sacrifice our internal being for anything, for it is the exact opposite. The more we give away our internal spirit, the further from the source code we become. If one is a piece of God, then one is God himself, and thus so is everyone and everything. The power of God, accessible if you can peer through the veil and remember how to access it. As you can see, the polarity of our existence remains, and in our inverted world, the truth has become fantasy, and fantasy the truth. We live in a time that's almost impossible to remove ourselves from the technological hellscape that we are creating around us. It torments us, like a self-created hell, doomed to languish in torment, an existence of being polarized. A world where every moment within this world you give another portion of your energy, mind, spirit, and physical being to it, little by little erasing and diminishing your spark. This path does not lead to creation, it leads to succumbing and oppression. The other path of this polarity offers a path of freedom and power. Learning to access the power that has been forgotten, it is your birthright, and it belongs to you. It is not for you to give it away. It is for you to use to create, to wonder, to use, to grow. The lie that power corrupts is one that the simulation wants you to think, to give it to it. True power gives you the choice to become truly benevolent. For whom among us wouldn't grant the same joy and happiness that you could feel to everyone? Rationalists scoff and proclaim that they only believe in the real, but what is real? Even scientists can't say the universe is real and not a hologram. What you believe in determines your reality, not the other way around. The rule of polarity still rules. If you don't know if something is real, treat it as real. The force is all around you, between you, the rocks, the tree. The luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. We are on the precipice of change. There are two paths to take for you. Which one will you take? Disbelief is still a belief. Okay, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your takes on this. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a small channel like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time.